Eternity is an infinity where time has lost its meaning and space has lost its shape. There was no pain, no joy, no longing, no hope. There was only silence, as if the entire universe had stopped at some point between the beginning and the end. And so, in the midst of this silent cosmos, a soul hung, not alien, but not its own either. She was stuck. Her fate was strange. She didn't die, but she couldn't return to the world of the living either. She could not rest and find peace. She wandered among the dark, empty spaces, like a lost particle of matter that did not know its place. And then one day, when she had already lost all hope, a silhouette appeared in front of her. He was like a shadow, shapeless and cloudy, but there was some kind of living, warm light in him. This light was not blinding, but comforting. It came from a being that the soul could not understand, but intuitively knew that it was something higher, some kind of entity that could help.
You're stuck between worlds,
the creature said. His voice was soft and soothing.
You're not dead, but you're not alive either. You can't be either here or there.
The soul was silent. She didn't know what to say. She was lost, tired of endless wandering, but she felt that this meeting was not an accident. Why are you here? The soul finally asked, trying to find at least some sense in this situation. The creature did not respond immediately. It seemed to be considering the question.
I'm here to help you understand. You're not stuck by accident. You came here to learn something important, to go through a transformation.
The soul looked at the creature in surprise. What should I understand? What should I learn?
You need to understand that being stuck is not a curse. It's a gift. After all, when you are not tied to time and place, you have the opportunity to see the world in its true essence. You can look deep inside yourself and see what's really important to your soul.
The creature fell silent, letting its soul digest what it had said. But how can I understand that? The soul asked.
You will need to test your soul. Let go of your attachments. Release your fears and desires. Only then will you be able to feel what is really important.
At that moment, the soul felt as if something had opened up within itself. Unconsciously, she began to let go of memories, feelings, fears, everything that held her in place. And suddenly she felt something amazing lightness, liberation. Then the creature continued.
Now you understand. You got stuck here not because you deserved it, but because your soul wasn't ready to let go of the past. You're tied to a world you've already left. And now your task is to free yourself.
But what should I do with what I have left in the world? The soul asked, now feeling mixed feelings. Love, regret, bitterness of loss.
You have to understand that attachment is an illusion. Attachment to what you have left prevents you from moving forward. You can't go back, and you don't have to. But you can learn to forgive. Forgiveness sets you free, as well as those who have remained in the past.
Her soul felt her consciousness begin to clear up, as if 1,000 lights had suddenly lit up in a dark abyss, illuminating every cell of her being. For the first time in a long time, she felt clarity coming out of the fog of worries and doubts, an unprecedented and at the same time simple realization. Forgiveness. It was the key that finally opened the way for her. The key not to all the doors, but to the one that lay in the very depths of her heart. Forgiveness is not just about letting go, it's about liberation. Forgiveness for all the connections she couldn't keep, for all the memories that slipped away like sand between her fingers. Forgiving herself for those moments when her presence was only a shadow, for those days when her soul was lost in the void, and she could not be near those she loved. Forgiving everything that has gone into the past, for every unfinished conversation, for unfulfilled dreams, for all the lost moments that once seemed eternal, but now disappeared into the ether. She forgave herself for her helplessness before time, for her weakness before injustice. And so in that moment of silence, the creature took a step forward. It was unimaginably beautiful, but there was no grandeur or pride in it, just a calmness that filled her soul like warm summer rain. The creature spoke in a soft but inevitably wise voice. You're ready to move forward. These words, like a ray of light in the desert, pierced her, filling her heart with deep meaning. But then it added, but remember, In order to live, you have to learn to let go. You're not stuck because you're not dead. You are stuck because you couldn't forgive. The mystery of his words penetrated to the very depths of her being, like a quiet but immutable law of nature. Forgiveness was not a weakness, but rather a true strength. It was the bridge that connected her to life, to the future, to what was yet to come. And as soon as the last words disappeared into thin air, the creature disappeared like a morning mist at sunrise. My soul felt light enveloping it, not bright and blinding, but soft as a cloud, like warmth after a long winter. It was a light that did not burn, but healed. She realized that she was leaving neither of the two worlds, neither earth nor heaven. At that moment, she was no longer a prisoner. She stopped being in between. She was simply moving into a new state, a state of inner freedom, where there was no more heaviness of the past, where there was no more fear and suffering. Step by step, further and further away from the world she knew, she began to move forward. It was not a run, not a rush into the unknown, but a slow, confident step. A step that was both light and deep. She felt old attachments, like fragments of fears, falling away, disappearing. Every step she took was like a release, and with every step she took, she was getting closer to what lay ahead. There was something unknown ahead, but it no longer frightened her. Now she knew that the world was not a place, but a state, and she was ready to accept it in all its fullness and unexplored beauty.